What's up? It's Marco, Sage of Soccer, and today we have some good news to talk about coming from MLS, and it's the introduction of a new franchise, a San Diego team that's going to be joining the MLS in 2025. And I think this is actually very good news for U.S. soccer and player development because, well, one, San Diego is just a hotbed of talent. There's a youth team there, San Diego Surf, that is very good, similar to how St. Louis has that St. Louis Scott Gallagher club. Like, the San Diego Surf is very good. You have players like Luca De La Torre coming from there, and in addition, there's already a good USL team that's producing good players. Duran Fari, who was on the USU 17 team, CJ Faudrey, one of the top college players last season. There's a lot of good players coming from San Diego, so to have an MLS club there, I think that's just very good news. And it is very good the location of this team. San Diego, Southern California is really good because I've been pretty critical of LA Galaxy and LAFC for not getting the best out of their talent pool available and not really integrating players into the team until they kind of have to, like in the case with Jalen Neal. But in Northern California, San Jose has been doing a great job recently with guys like Cade Cowell, Nico Teixeira, and even more down the pipeline coming through. So it's really good to have another Southern California team because I think that they can really push LA Galaxy and LAFC for some of the really good players. And I think it will be good for U.S. player development because California is just such a good place for players to come from, like Southern California especially. And I don't think the LA teams have been doing the best with that talent. And the academy that will be with this San Diego team is going to be very good, maybe the best in MLS right now. They're constructing $150 million residential academy to help introduce these players into the squad. This is a group run by a billionaire, and they are looking to get the most talent out of this area. I think that's very good to see. And in addition, this is a group that has a precedent of success already. They are running the Right to Dream Academy, and that's something that might be a bit familiar to you. If you're unfamiliar with the Right to Dream Academy, it started off in Ghana in the late 90s and became a really good place for African players to come and develop. It later on expanded to include FC Nordsjælland in Denmark, and even if you're unfamiliar with the team, it has been producing a lot of really good players. Mohamed Kudus, probably Ghana's best player, a guy from Ajax who I think is due for a really big move this summer. And in addition, at Nordsjælland, they have Andres Schelderoop, who just moved to Benfica, who I think is going to be a very good player really soon. And in addition, they've worked with the US in the past. They have a connection with a lot of boarding schools in the US where some players will go mostly for an educational purposes. And in addition, they send a lot of very good players into the college game, and they have been raising the level of college soccer. And this is a group that is familiar with the US and has a track record of producing good players. So there are a lot of reasons to be excited about the Right to Dream Academy that's associated with this new San Diego team. The Right to Dreams Academy has sent a lot of their players to Denmark. I'm not pronouncing that club's name again in recent times. And I think that could possibly change to a lot of those good players coming to the San Diego team in the United States. Now, this might not be the case, but I think there's a very good chance that a lot of really talented players from around the world will be coming to the San Diego team. Now, that could be a good thing and raise the level of play, or it could be a bad thing in that, a lot of international players coming there. And in addition to the proximity to Mexico that the team has, you could see like a lot of players not having much of a tie to the U.S. men's national team and us losing a lot of dual national battles with players from that club. But it could also be the case that you bring in top talents from all around the world, get them in the United States early enough, and they become citizens and start playing for the U.S. Now, it could go either way. I'm really hoping it's the latter, but I think there's a lot of reasons to be excited about this new team. Overall, I think this is going to be great news for youth development for American players. It would be no matter what, just with the San Diego team joining the MLS. But with everything behind it, the investment, the pedigree of success, I'm really excited about what this team will do. Now, the team doesn't start playing until 2025, but I'm expecting their youth teams to start popping up around tournaments pretty soon. I think you'd expect that to happen, and I think there's a lot to be excited about with this new San Diego team. And MLS has been producing a lot of good youth talents lately. Like, I think even if I wasn't a fan of the MLS, like I'd definitely be tuning in to watch like a Thiago Almeida play some games. And I think there's a lot of good talent coming from this league, and this will just continue it. And it's good to see that there is positive news coming from MLS, and I'm really excited to see what this new team can do. And yeah, that's all I really got to talk about. See ya.